Okay. Hi everyone and hi Mr. Amma. Today we are from Group 2. We'll further discuss our topic and share information that we've gathered on our subtopic in GDV 9. My name is Adla Patricia binti Osman. My matrix number EX03708.
And my name is Sufian bin Abdul Majid, EX03710.
Good afternoon, Mr. Amma. My name is Nurul Habib alias EX03696.
My name is Sarana binti Muhammad Rafi, matric number EX03714.
Hello sir, my name is Siva Madini. My matric number EX03726.
Okay, all of our member present today except Sasmita. She couldn't able to join us today due to not feeling well. So without wasting our time, let's proceed to our GDV 9 discussion. In our previous GDV, for GDV 8, we've already discussed on the topic should be included for our PSA video. Topic should be included, which is we've already discussed for the common types, factors, consequences, and preventive measures. For our GDV 9, we will elaborate and share information that we gathered on each of the subtopic. So, how about Fuad? Have you any elaboration for the?
Yes, I would like to point out 2 points in the common types. Harassment and trolling are indeed common form of cyberbullying. So harassment refers to the repeated unwanted action or message indeed to intimidate, annoy, or upset someone online. It can be include sending threatened or offensive comments, spreading rumors, or sharing personal information without consent. Harassment aims to create fear and or distress in the target. Trolling, on the other hand, involves deliberately provoking or battling others online to elicit emotional reactions. Trolls often make inflammatory or offensive comments, engage in arguments, or purposely disrupt online discussion. Their goals is to provoke anger, frustration, or other negative emotion in their targets. Both harassment and trolling can have a serious consequence for the victims. So they can lead to emotional distress, social isolations, damage to reputations, and even physical harm in extreme cases. It is important to recognize and address cyberbullying to create a safer and more respectful online environments. That's it for me, Adla.
Thank you, Fuad, for your information. That's a good information. Okay, for my part, I want to share the information regarding the factors that cause cyberbullying. One of the factors that cause cyberbullying that I've already researched is self-loathing. So what is this self-loathing? The self-loathing is a feeling that resembles self-hate as it constantly pushes the idea that you are not good enough. As a consequences, you might feel like you don't deserve love or that bad things happen to you for a reason. Studies have found that there is a strong connection between previous victims and cyberbullies with self-loathing issue. Much like violence in real life, virtual bullying is a perpetuating cycle of anger. Therefore, the problem continues to cycle and gets worse each time. These aren't the only reasons cyberbullies do what they do, but these are the more common reasons found among those who have investigated cases of cyberbullying. Regardless of the reasons behind it, cyberbullying is a modern issue. It's a result of our modern technology, and the problem can only escalate further as technology keeps getting more advanced. And that is my information that I've collected regarding self-loathing. How about you, Anha? Have you any other information?
Thank you, Fuad and Adla, for informative sharing about your points. Within subtopics or factors, I have another suggestion, which is why don't we highlight about this is one of the factors I found in the internet. I do some research. I found that most of the factors involved cyberbullying is due to lack of empathy within the doer, within the cyberbully themselves. So most of the cyberbully actually they believe cyber activity is not a big deal. It's not a big problem for them. because they think because they feel they don't even see the pain that they already inflict in the victim, in the cyberbully victim. So they feel that they feel little or no remorse at all for their bad action to the victim. Instead, many of the cyberbully think that online bullying made them feel funny, popular, or somehow they feel a sense of power because they can make other people in the internet feel bad or feel ashamed of themselves. So this is a bad thing, bad culture if we let it continue. And I think this is happened because of the less restriction in terms of rules and regulation of how to use digital technology from the government. So that's why the youngster actually the young teenager they abuse the using of the digital technology by badly interact in the social media. So beside that, those cyberbully think that the anonymity they gain within the internet give them a false sense of security. So because most of the cyberbully they don't even use their real name, and then don't even put their real picture or profile photo. So they think they will not get caught by the authority. So by being appear anonymous, they feel their wrongdoings are secured and they will never get caught by the police or authority. So that's why this thing happens. So that is my findings I've got from my short research in the internet. Can you unmute yourself, Adla?
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Anha. That's a good point and explanation. So I would like to add another one for the consequences, which is fatality. So when it comes to fatality, what the simple meaning of fatality is the quality or state of causing deaths or destruction. We've already listened to Anha explanation regarding mental illness consequences where the victims face depressions and mental health problems due to cyberbully effect. And I also want to emphasize here that cyberbully could also lead to fatality, where sometimes target of the cyberbullying respond to their intense feeling by harming themselves in some way. For instance, some might engage in self-harm, such as cutting or burning themselves. In fact, research has consistently linked bullying and self-harm. Do cyberbullying also increase the risk of suicide? Kids that are constantly tormented by peers through text message, instant messaging, social media, or apps often begin to feel hopeless, and that's the only way to relieve the pain is by ending their life. As a result, they may fantasize about dying in order to escape, which brought fatality to the victims.
I'm sorry, Adla, I need to interrupt a bit because just now I forgot to highlight another subtopic that I would like to suggest, which is under the consequence of cyberbullying. The effect of cyberbullying can lead to serious mental illness. So most of the victim will lose their self-esteem. They feel bad of themselves. They internalize what other people say about them in the internet. Let's say people say they are ugly, they are fat, or they are stupid. So they think all those comments, especially if the victim is the school kids or the youngster or the small children, they don't even have a proper coping mechanism, a good their mental strength to ignore all those bad comments. So they internalize all those bad comments in the internet. So those victims, especially among the youngsters who suffered with the cyberbully, they will get stressed, they become anxious, and eventually they will get depressed or depression. So these kids, these small kids are poor kids. If they get older, they grow up later, they will develop another problem, which is having problem in how to socialize with other people. So because most of the cyberbully victim, they try to avoid themselves from socializing with their friends and involve or participate in any social event. So they will get self-isolated, and this effect could even result in long-lasting emotional effect after the kids, the cyberbully victim, grown up. And at the extreme case, there are cases that involve even suicidal incidents, especially a few cases in the internet. One of the victim even tried to jump from a high building or from a bridge in Penang because of they already being tortured mentally because of the cyberbully in the internet. So all this intense feeling of stress, anxiety due to cyberbullying can also even lead to another problem, which is physical, not only mental, but it can also lead to physical issue, such as insomnia due to change in sleeping pattern, harmful eating patterns, and also gastrointestinal issue or their stomach problem because of the level of anxiety or stress that they cannot cope up. So that is one of the important point I would like to highlight in terms of mental illness, which is one of the important consequences of cyberbullying.
Thank you, Anha, for your information. Okay, for now, we've already discussed the information regarding common types, factors, and consequences. So I think we also need to discuss regarding the preventive measures. So how about Siva and Raihana? Both of you have other information that you could share with us?
Yeah, yes, Atla. So cyberbullying prevention is essential for protecting the safety of children and teens all over the world. So however, it is often difficult to tell if young people are being bullied online or not. It is easy for bullies and their victims to hide cyberbullying because parents and teachers don't see all the communications that occur between the young people. Many victims are ashamed or feel like they can't talk about what's going on, even with the people they trust. It is important to respect teens and children's privacy, but also to help prevent cyberbullying, ensure that young people are not being abused and victims online. So, educators and the parents are the main role to teach students how to use digital media in respectful and safe ways with the proper education on cyberbullying. So for example, parents can talk regularly and specifically with children about the online issues. They can let them know they can come for help if anything is inappropriate, upsetting, or dangerous. So next, educators can include the anti-cyberbullying principles in the teaching curriculum, like create project works and assignment related to the cyberbullying in the teaching agendas. So make sure the students do a research of to the cyberbully in the sorry make sure students do a bit research on the cyberbullying. So educators also must teach students about what cyberbullying behavior are and why they are wrong. The educator's duty is also to encourage students to become a good digital citizen. They should teach them do not engage in the online bullying, explain the consequences of the cyberbullying, and take their network security and privacy seriously. So they should also give some rewards for the good online behavior, as well as punishment for those engaging in the cyberbullying. So from my point, proper education is one of the preventive measure to create awareness of the cyberbully.
Okay, under preventive measure, I would like to suggest law enforcement. Okay, how can law enforcement impact cyberbullying? It is important that enforcement take a proactive approach to cyberbullying. But unfortunately, the legislation governing the use of social media and mobile phones are not kept pace. We can't control that, right? So thus, that will leave law enforcement at a disadvantage when encountering such cases. So I have a few things maybe police or governments or authorities can do, such as become familiar with the laws in our state. So for example, how many cases bullying cases, cyberbullying cases are happening in our state, in all the states, and how many states that have law that addresses electronic harassment, specifically mentioning cyberbullying. Next is self-educate. I think it is compulsory for us to learn or self-educate law enforcement as much as soon as possible, because technology related crime progress at alarming speeds, I guess. Research the elements of the activity to see if a remedy can be found in the state criminal codes. Next is educate the community, such as like teach children, parents, school officials, and others how to prevent and respond to cyberbullying. Next is collaborate with school administrators and parents, teachers, student association. Work with them to develop clear and responsive policies on the use of electronic media on media and off campus, on how students can safely report cyberbullying, on what remedies are available for suspects and victims. Next is train the officers, teach them how to confiscate devices used by suspects in the commission of cyberbullying, get access to secure electronic data, and report cyberbullying. These are critical steps in building cyberbullying cases. Last but not least, I think share information with other law enforcement agency, team up with departments that have experience with cyberbullying cases, and share information with departments in neighboring jurisdiction to prevent duplication in cases processing. I think that's all from me.
Well, thank you, Siva and Rahana. That's a good point and suggestion from both of you. So I think we've already discussed all of our subtopics, and we've all already shared all good information from each of the subtopics. But we need to choose one subtopics where we want to include which one that we want to include in our PSA video 2. So in my opinion, I suggest that we include consequences, where we will discuss regarding mental illness and fatality in our PSA video 2. How about the other opinion?
I agree with Adela opinion, because cyberbullying is very bad culture if we let it continue for the future generation. So we need to stop as fast as possible this problem, this issue. We need to address it as soon as possible from getting more chronic issue in the future. So in terms of that consequences, we need to highlight this impact that could happen from cyberbullying. In such a way, we educate the public about the bad impact of cyberbullying that could happen to their kids or their family members. So I agree with Adla's opinion.
How about the rest?
I completely agree with your choice, Adla, of the topic is critical issue that deserve attention and understanding. So understanding this consequence underscore the urgent need to combat cyberbullying, promote mental well-being, and provide support and resources for victims. So education, awareness campaign, and proactive intervention and fostering of a culture of the empathy and respect online are crucial in preventing these devastating outcomes. Yeah, that's all for me.
I agree for choosing consequences as our PAC video 2. As we know, cyberbullying has a very damaging consequences to individual. It also disrupts school life, has a great emotional damage, and may have fatal consequences. Though technology has brought a new opportunities for students and teenagers, I think it is important for everyone to learn how to use it properly and responsibly. So I think we can choose consequences as our PhD video too.
How about you, Siva?
Yes, I'm also agree with that because the consequences of cyberbullying is very important subtopic to discuss in the public service announcement because it can help raise awareness about the cyberbullying.
I think we've all agreed with our topic that we want to choose consequences as our chosen topic for PSA video. So we are running out of time. Let's continue our discussion in our GDV 10. That's all for now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.